Aesop's Fable EP73, The Ant Who Managed the Winter Food Supply. Scene 1, The Ant's Winter Preparations. In a busy, bustling anthill deep in the forest, there lived a diligent ant named Alex. As the warm days of summer began to fade, Alex knew that winter was fast approaching. The colder months meant that food would be scarce, so Alex had to ensure that enough food was gathered and stored to last the entire winter. Each day, Alex and the other ants worked tirelessly, collecting grains, seeds, and other food. But as the storage chambers filled, Alex began to worry. Will we have enough food to last through the winter? He wondered. And how can I make sure we don't run out before spring? Alex realized that managing the food supply would require careful planning and resource management. He decided that the best way to do this was by calculating exactly how much food each ant needed daily and how long their supply would last. Scene 2, Calculating the Food Needs. Alex knew that to calculate the total amount of food needed, he first had to determine how much food each ant consumed daily. After observing for several days, Alex found that each ant ate about 2 grains of food per day. There were 100 ants in the colony, which meant that the entire colony consumed 2 grains per ant times 100 ants equals 200 grains per day. Alex also knew that winter in the forest typically lasted about 120 days. To find out how much food the colony would need for the entire winter, Alex multiplied the daily consumption by the number of days in winter. 200 grains per day times 120 days equals 24,000 grains needed for the winter. This was a large amount of food, but Alex was determined to make sure the colony had enough. He quickly calculated how much food they had already gathered and compared it to the total needed. Scene 3, Managing the Resources. After counting all the food stored in the anthill, Alex found that they had collected 26,000 grains, more than enough to last through the winter. However, Alex knew that they couldn't be careless. If they didn't manage the food properly, they could run out before winter ended. Alex called a meeting with the other ants and explained the situation. "We have enough food to last the winter," he said, "but we must be careful. We need to make sure we don't eat more than we should each day. If we stick to our plan, we'll have enough to last until spring." The ants agreed and decided to ration the food carefully. Each ant would receive exactly 2 grains per day, no more and no less. Alex also set aside a small reserve of 2,000 grains for emergencies, just in case something unexpected happened. Every day, Alex and the other ants distributed the food evenly, making sure that everyone had enough to eat but not so much that they would run out too soon. Alex also kept a close eye on the food supply, checking regularly to ensure they were staying on track. Scene 4, The End of Winter. As the cold days of winter dragged on, the ants remained disciplined in their food management. They trusted Alex's calculations and rationed their food carefully. The reserve food remained untouched, a comforting safety net that ensured they would not go hungry. Finally, as the first signs of spring appeared, the snow began to melt, and the forest slowly came back to life. The ants had made it through the winter, thanks to Alex's careful planning and resource management. They had used exactly the amount of food they needed, with just a little left over for emergencies. The other ants praised Alex for his leadership and mathematical skills. "Thanks to you, we never went hungry, and we're ready to start gathering food for next year," they said. Alex felt proud of what they had accomplished together. He knew that managing resources wisely was key to their survival and that by using math to plan and organize, they had ensured the entire colony's well-being. Moral of the story: managing resources carefully and planning ahead ensures that we have enough to meet our needs. By using math to calculate and ration supplies, we can make sure we're prepared for any situation.